2, 1.
What's good, y'all? Underground podcast. We are here. Preach it to him, Chris, man.
Hello, audience. How y'all doing today?
Is this your first ever interview?
No.
What other interviews have you done?
For a job, I've been job interviewed before.
Well, first hip hop media interview.
No, it has not. I haven't interviewed on a podcast before.
Which pod?
Yeah, Brandon Dale's.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have been. Shout out
Yeah.
Brandon Dale, B Dale.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite podcast, honestly.
Yeah.
The best thing is when you he films them and then it's like dropped that day.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
edits and drops it
It's
immediately.
crazy.
He's a hustler for real. But Oxnard, California, producer, guitar player, engineer, I would say. No?
No.
Okay.
Not so much.
But you have a wide variety of musical talent, musical skill set. When did you first find out that you had some sort of musical talent?
Yeah, so my family, both my mom and my dad's side, musically inclined. And the most interesting thing is that they're not musically trained either. So
It's like self-taught?
Yeah, self-taught. Learn everything by yourself, and just put out what sounds good type thing. So. But I say for my origins, I learned how to play the guitar in 6th grade. When I got towards high school, dropped a couple songs back in high school, really long time ago. And in college, I took a really long break from music. Just how college is.
Yeah.
It really does take a big chunk of your time, making sure everything's all right with your grades. You don't get kicked out, waste money type thing. So I took a really long break. Towards the end of the pandemic, I started producing. And then it's just been history ever since.
So I want to just talk about college real quick, because it's very interesting. You're probably, I think, our first UC student that's ever been on Underground Magazine before.
Yeah.
So you went to UC Davis, right?
Yes, I went to UC Davis.
And what did you study there?
So I studied sociology and economics.
Like a double major vibe?
Yeah, I did a double major type thing.
Damn.
Yeah, and I just got into a couple master's programs. I might be going back to school for school counseling soon.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. Would you be going in person, or are you doing something online?
Online. Just better situation, just doing it online, rather than moving again.
Yeah, you've had that experience already.
So, yeah, it'll most likely be online, but that's also not out of the picture either.
So you really started getting into production, hip-hop stuff during the pandemic?
Yeah, I'd say 2021. I started making hip hop beats, and then specifically in my niche, I haven't been working too long because I used to be, or I still am, but I did a lot of R&B stuff back in high school, but it's transferred over to hip hop for sure.
Was there something that happened that made you kind of transition more into rap?
So I don't rap, but I make beats for people who do, and I'd say that the reason why I got into hip hop. Specifically in the Bay Area, NorCal sound, Sacramento, Stockton type beats, was because, they were making music that I've never heard before. It's like the beats up there, it's a new scene of music that's just kind of it's having it start in the last few years on terms of a mainstream account. So I wanted to do it because it sounded cool to me, and I love what people are doing in terms of their lyrics and cadences and how the beats are structured. It's cool, really cool to me.
So you kind of fell in love with that NorCal sound.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a fan of Mike Sherm?
Yes, definitely.
What about Haiti Baby?
Yeah, I've heard of Haiti Baby before.
Okay.
Yeah, I love his music too.
I think he's a Stockton rapper.
Mm-hmm.
So you obviously had a pretty big kind of breakthrough moment, right? You produced the track, or you produced the beat that ended up being the Internet Shooter song, Lil Seeto, Blueface hopped on it. So how did that happen? I know I've asked you before, but I haven't really picked your brain too crazy because I've been waiting for this moment. But give me the story on how Preach It to Him Chris just decides to get into hip hop beats, and less than 2 years later you got a Blueface placement.
Yeah. So first of all, shout out to my co-producer on that, who did his thing. His name is It's Arnold, at It's Arnold. His tag is Hey Arnold. as you hear in the beginning of the song. But essentially, you know, as a producer, you need to network. You need to expand. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, there's so many different genres of music. When you have things like, you know, different drums or different chord progressions or different time signatures or different, you know, just styles of music. I have my style of music that another producer might not have. So when, you know, you collaborate together, just imagine what you can make together. Or, you know, vice versa. I don't have the same style as other producers. So collaborating with them, you just get different, you know, hybrid beats, I guess you could say, of, you know, just different styles. But we have beats together, me and him, that producer, and it was actually off of a YouTube beat. And then I know Lil Seeto's manager, so they just kind of messaged us both, and we're like, hey, like, we like this beat. We want to use it for Internet Shooter, and you know, the rest is history. I'm pretty sure it's eclipsed over 10 million streams, views, everything over it. So that was definitely like a big breakout moment. And also, like, I'm so thankful to God that, you know, in the short even span of me producing, I was able to get a crazy placement like that. Yeah. That's huge, you know.
So was there like one morning specifically you like woke up and you're just like, holy shit?
Yeah. So you don't really get any preparation, you know, from managers or artists of like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. This is heads up. So things are really just on the fly at some moments. So you kind of just have to be ready. But I think I got the message around like 2 o'clock, right after I texted Arnold, and I was like, I can't believe it, but like, this is who is gonna use this beat. Like, I just got hit up for it. Like, let's make sure that we can close this out for sure. So of course I was jumping up and down. You know, I went about 7 or 8 months producing when I started, of having no big placements, and just that summer, like, I got a whole bunch of placements that just turned around my career for sure.
And so you kind of like specialize in that Bay Area sound, right? But that's interesting because you're from down here, you're from Oxnard. Do you ever try to challenge yourself to try to be more, I guess, in that LA type of sound?
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, right now I have a lot in the works with, you know, Los Angeles artists, Oxnard artists, 805 artists. It's just kind of tough when, you know, because I lived by SAC for 4 years, you know, going to college. So my connections were better up there, not so much down here. And, you know, those things take time to cultivate and to, you know, make relationships with people. Like, you can't just make a relationship right away. You need to work with them for a good period of time before you can really, you know, make something special, I feel.
Absolutely. So you feel like lately, like, I know you've been doing stuff with Pofsky. What other 805 people specifically have you kind of tapped in with?
Yeah, so I got some coming in with Big Time Bake, dope Oxnard artist. He has a little Bay Area flair in him. I got people like Cantu, and then, you know, Pofsky, of course. I'm blanking out. OGT, been working with. I've been, Mindoff's been my engineer for a really long time.
Oh, really? You go to Mindoff also?
Yeah.
Everybody in the world. Like,
yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, Play from Santa Barbara. We've been working a lot as well. I'm missing a lot of people, but there's a lot of people. The people from the Greenhouse Studios, like Conman, Miggy, Lyra, you know, Heck Adaptive. Like, we've all have worked together. And I just want to keep on expanding because I feel like there's so much talent, untapped talent from the 805 that, you know, I could really help get their visions across.
Absolutely. Do you have like a home studio setup?
Yeah, it's just my computer.
It's just that's like where you made that Internet Shooter beat.
Definitely.
What did you call it first? Like, usually when you upload to YouTube, it has some sort of name.
Yeah, so I made the melody over it, and then Arnold fixed up the drums on it. That's how it went down. So he's the one that uploaded the beat. So I don't remember what it was called. I don't remember what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how long ago did you actually, like, when did you make that beat? Was that in 2022?
Yeah, so like I said, I made the melody, so like the instrumentation, and I think it was earlier this year I started doing, things like loop packs and stuff like that, sending out to producers, seeing what they can do over it. Also sending out, your melodies to other producers is just a great way to network, for sure. I know people they don't know. They know people I don't know. So, in that Venn diagram circle, there's a lot of people on the outside in terms of, marketing, getting it placed or getting it sold.
So like you keep talking about networking, right? It's important to networking, especially as a producer. It's so key. Now, like doing things, like you've done a lot of things with Underground recently. Like just doing this magazine's a good networking opportunity. Even you were at some of those Milk Room shows. Thank you for coming to those. You performed. That was the first time, actually the second time you were on the Underground stage, because you performed with us at...
The third time.
You performed with us at Chinaland?
Chinaland, Tarantula, and the Milk Room shows. Oh
yeah, Tarantula.
Yeah, a long time, like a year ago. Not even that long.
I remember that was like, you were like a last minute addition kind of to the lineup. Like Posse was like, I just met this dude. Where did you guys first meet? I know it was like down in Oxnard.
Yeah, it was in the collection. We met at the chicken place over there.
That like Nashville hot chicken
Yeah, Nashville hot chicken place. Yeah, we met over there. It was just, we were just in line. And then I was talking, I just came from a music shoot. And then I think Posse overheard us, and Posse's my manager now, type thing. So we have a really good relationship. Great guy. So
how do you like working with them as like I work with them right all the time, business partners. Like what is it from your experience, your perspective so far?
Yeah, so that dude surprises me every time I'm with him. Like just the things that he's doing behind the scenes. Like I can't speak too much about that. But just the things that we have set for the future and the things that we've already done, I'm like, how the heck did you get that to happen? I would have never been able to do that type thing, in just terms of networking, connections, events.
It's like just a work ethic mixed with persistence, mixed with the drive. Like he's a great person to be tapped in with. Nobody is working 24/7 like Posse is,
I'll tell you a little story just to kind of show like the person that Popsky is, and also like the person that I am. That red carpet event that we were at in Glendale, we probably bitched to the people who were working the red carpet to get us on for like 30 minutes because we weren't supposed to be on there.
Oh, on the actual red carpet.
But from my persistence, from Popsky's persistence, a little bit of like that dream essence, we were able to get the job done. But that's just who Popsky is. Like, he's a person who like doesn't give up. He's a person who sets high standards for himself because like he knows that he deserves to be there for sure.
That's facts. That is facts.
Yeah.
He's done a lot. Like, I mean, he's more than I can even just say for Underground. In terms of just grinding, digging hard. The persistence is crazy. What I'm saying? Like, taking no for an answer. It's a good person to have like on your side.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people, if they kind of pop off, have that kind of breakthrough moment, you got the Blueface placement, and not just that, like just Lil Seeto at that time blew up from that song, right? He's still right now. I just had the No Jumper interview. Do you watch that?
Yes, I did.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good interview.
I didn't realize how young he was.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe somebody has something like that and they don't really know how to capitalize or what to do next. What's kind of your strategy behind like what to do next year? Yeah,
so there's two things. So number one, just keep on doing what you were doing before. You have this momentum going and there's no reason for you to take your foot off the acceleration. If I were to quit now, I wouldn't be able to sustain the opportunities that I have. It's the same thing as like retaining your relationships with your friends. Like you could have a great relationship and then you stop trying and then like that's the end of the relationship. Same with your career for business or for me, my niche in production. I need to keep on putting stuff out. I need to keep on making beats, making connections, because if I stop now, like that's it for me. Also working smart in this industry is another thing. So just being business savvy or knowing how to read contracts, knowing the economics behind selling beats, and even the psychological side of getting on the right terms with people and making sure that you retain good relationships with people, I think is secondary and something that I'm learning now is that people in this business or in any business, you really start making money when you work smart, you know, and hard.
So you mentioned earlier Thizzler, right? Popular, it's like a Bay Area media company.
Yes,
hip-hop.
yeah.
You were mentioned as like a top 20 producer coming out like
Yeah,
in the Bay
like
Area
a
right now.
top to look out for.
And
yeah,
it-
that was specifically what it was. Yeah.
And wasn't it like to look out for from the Bay Area or like Bay Area specifically?
I think specifically it was like for producers that made that genre of music.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, but I do know what you mean and like how could that be mixed up. But yeah, that was crazy. Like I woke up to it and I was like, what the heck? Like what is this? Like this is crazy, you know?
So you just like woke up, saw that on Instagram. That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. And do you think that like you had caught the attention of Thizzler through Lil Seeto, who obviously kind of blew up through that Thizzler freestyle?
It was just like an accumulation of like what I've done in the past and stuff like that. So, you know, I was making like 4 to 5 like Bay Area beats like per day, and you know I just guess like my work accumulated to that point for sure.
Well, fire, bro. And congratulations on that and all the success you've had so far.
Thank you.
A lot to look forward to with you, and I'm very happy and proud to have you part of Underground Issue 7, dude.
Thank
real.
you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, thank y'all for watching. Thank you to Sam and Gavin for filming. As always, preach it to him, Chris. Where can they find you on Instagram?
Preach it to em.chris.
Thank you for popping through Underground Magazine. I'm Andrew Mason. Appreciate y'all for watching.
Thank you.
Cut.